Alright fellas, here we're back in another video for the Pokemon Reddit again. Yes, I mean, y'all liked the last one, so we're doing it again. We're just gonna kind of go through this again. Leave suggestions for this, like, you know, suggestions for like Reddits to go through, things to look at, you know, and honestly just general video ideas, just for like these little dry seasons. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and take a look through Reddit. Of course, all credit goes to the original posters, you know, all that good stuff, right? So just keep all that in mind. Heatran is the only legendary Pokemon to not have an alternate form, evolution, or relation to another Pokemon. I wish I was at Mount Coronet playing with my Magma Stone. My feet hurt. I need Magma. Heatran, yeah, that's true. Heatran in the games is just so underrepresented. Like, not only just in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, but Legends Arceus too. Like, it just does not have much. Manaphy falls under a similar, like, atmosphere. Like, honestly, just most of the mythicals besides Arceus itself in those games kind of fall under the same group. But, like, Heatran's a legendary, and it's just treated even worse. Like, for people who like Buck, obviously, I think Heatran, you know, there's probably some good sentimental stuff with that. But outside of that, not really. You gotta feel bad for Heatran. The guy really could have used something cooler. Like, imagine this is an official form. Like, that looks fucking insane. It looks like a... I can't even tell you. Honestly, that just looks absurd. Cool as hell, though. Try to make every Pokemon you comment. What is that? Is that clay? Oh, look adorable, though. Oh, a little gumball machine. Yes, that is amazing. I love that. Oh, boy. That's terrifying. That is fucking terrifying, but that's also pretty cool. I can't lie. That's very good art, but that is very terrifying. Most liked and least liked Pokemon types. Flying favorite for least favorite. Wow. I mean, flying's low on the favorites, but you know what? For me, it's flying. That's my favorite type. Dark, a little bit higher, makes sense. Least favorite. Rock is the least favorite. Fighting is the least favorite. Fairy. Okay, Fairy makes sense for people who just, you know, probably competitive players. I don't know. Actually, no, competitive. I don't know. Do people in competitive like the Fairy typing, considering how much it just, you know, made dragons a lot weaker? Not weaker, but it gave them a hard counter. I don't know. Why Rock, though? Normal? I think, like, Fairy is pretty controversial, but fighting does not make much sense to me. Rock, I feel like, might make sense out of, like, a lack of other options, and normal kind of makes sense, I guess, if you think it's, like, bland. Fighting is very random of a type I think I kind of hate, though I also feel like it could fall under the same scope as normal, where a lot of times it's just, like, well, fighters. So, you know, not... I mean, I say not much variety, but there's a lot of variety in that type, but, you know, you kind of get what I mean, right? Animatronic Pidgey. Okay, I thought it was a real bird. No, animatronic. That is sick. Dude, whoever actually like crafted the wiring and the wiring in that is insane, I'm sure. Like, you have an amazing engineer on your side. That is again terrifying but cool as well. Sorry to forget the names of Pokemon. There's a green guy, Bulbasaur. I'm gonna be honest with you. The more that I get into Pokemon, like, I remember most names. Like, you show me a picture of a Pokemon, I can probably name it. When you get to is it Rabisca? And, I already forgot. Bramblegast. No, that's a different Pokemon. See what I mean? Once you get to, like, the very obscure Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, I start forgetting the damn things. Crap. Rabsca. Yeah, Rabsca is this thing that evolves from Rellor. I forgot about Rellor. You show me this, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know the name of I wouldn't remember the name of Rellor. Like, but that's probably one of the bigger ones that I don't remember. I can remember most of these. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think it's literally just Rellor. Like, I remember Rabsca just because the name is so odd. I remember Bramblin and Bramblegast, but I just don't remember Rellor. That's okay. That's okay. Chat, am I cooked? Be honest. What is this? Is this a fan game? This looks sick. Either way, art. This looks cool though. That's a shiny Lucario. That looks very art. Okay, it is art. Oh, that looks very sick. I love that. Oh, Lego Volcarona, dude. This is there? Okay, just the different angles. That is so sick. you know, Lego Pokemon is like awesome in the sense that like it's gonna be super cool, but you know, not cool in the sense that probably gonna be hard to get a hold of. But like, and I would love to like have the creativity to make something like this. Like this looks so much like full Corona. You could probably make it function too. Like you could probably make it the wings actually work, and it looks like these ones actually do. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. Still surprised there haven't been any new water grass types since the Lotad line and the Ogerpon. Is Ogerpon Wellspring? Hold on. Ogerpon is... Oh, Ogerpon's all grass. I didn't even know this, I'll be honest. I did not know Ogerpon maintained its grass type the entire time. I had no idea. That's interesting. But yeah, no more water grass types besides Lotad's evolutionary line? Really? Huh. You really thought they would make a little bit more, not complexity, I guess. I don't know. Like, more creativity in making a water grass type? I don't know. Well, like, this is a fine evolutionary line. But yeah, I'm surprised there's not more. That's insane. Great art. Great art. Oh, that's amazing. I wish I had this level of creativity to make a plush like this, or like a little what do you even call that, like knit, I guess, for Espeon. That's awesome though. This looks like some sort of what is it called? Fuck. Damn it. Has been hotel type of art scheme. Something similar to that. It looks sick though. Nimble's the most Gen 1 early Gen Pokemon not from the earlier games. I don't think so. Honestly, no, not really. I mean, no, I don't think so. Nimble's pretty creative in its design. Or somewhat creative anyway. I mean, like, yeah, no. I think it's relatively creative. Starter squad is complete. That's nice. That's very cute as well. Iono cosplay looking cool. That's a very nice cosplay for sure. Very, very good job. Just a tired riding his torch. Great artwork. Getting a lot of artwork on these. Personally, just like the Rotom phone is a Pokedex. Could be just because I started watching and playing during Black and White, but for the Pokedex back then, just strikes the right balance between retro and futuristic. Understand the concept of the Rotom phone is likely to appeal to younger audiences, but I personally prefer the older style Pokedex. That's true. I remember when Rotom was rare enough and mistook it for a legendary. That's also true. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that get watered down oftentimes to being like non-legendary status, like Rotom in Diamond Pearl Platinum. It had the literal legendary theme, the same one as Dialga and Palkia, right? But ended up just being mostly just a regular Pokemon. And you know, even in Platinum, it was really good because you had the forms. It was very unique, creative. I think later gens really started obviously making Rotom a lot more common, especially when you started getting the Rotom Dex itself in the Alola games, which I feel like, as much as I'm honestly not a massive fan of the Rotom Dex just in general, just not really my favorite like a mechanic ever, I guess. I do feel like it blended the Pokedex from the older games to like the newer style with the Rotom phones. But I don't know. I get why they like kind of consolidated the Pokedex as being alongside everything else, I guess, but also at the same time didn't really make much of an impact, much of a difference. You know, I don't know. I don't think it really matters that much either. But you know, I guess I could definitely see like the uniqueness in having an actual Pokedex dedicated instead of just like basically a cell phone app. It's a Wooper wedding. That's adorable. King James wants to battle. A series of NBA players as Pokemon trainers. Jeff Curry. Slim Reaper. Greek Free. Dude, these names are amazing. The Joker. I love that. That's amazing. What would you do in this situation? Just die? This reminds me of the Lugia art. The Lugia art from Silver Tempest, where it's got the you know the one, the alt art. Yeah, this thing. This crazy thing, which is a little bit pricey right now. But yeah, this amazing looking card with the sailor and whatnot. Yeah, that looks super sick. Or is Ash 2.0? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. As a Horizons fan, I can see why people think this, but I don't agree. Travels with Pikachu, owns a Mega Lucario, connects with Aura, whatever. Okay, if you have a Lucario, you're gonna have connection with Aura, no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're Ash or not. The Aura connection has always been a thing with Lucario. Karina had it. I think Riley had it. Not Riley. Sir Aaron in the movie, whatever it was, had it. You know, everyone's got a connection with their Lucario via some kind of Aura, for the most part, right? Friendship evolution, you kind of have to. Owns a Mega Lucario, travels with Pikachu, and no. Pikachu was freed. I get it. A guy, you know, male protagonist, about 10 to 12, 13, something, whatever years old, travels with a Pikachu, you know, immediate connection is Ash. This was Freed's Pikachu. This Pikachu was established as a character literally like the first few episodes of Horizons, and it was never established to be Roy's. It was always established to be Freed's. It was the main characters, like obviously, you know, Kanto shilling, Pikachu shilling, whatever, you know, for the new series, which, you know, makes sense, but it was never Roy's. Roy getting capped now does not make it, you know, an Ash 2.0 type thing. Owning a Mega Lucario, I'm thinking this is literally just because Mega Lucario is one of the single most popular Megas in the entire franchise, you know? That's literally all there is to it. It's like the most iconic one is the free Mega you get in X and Y. It is a Mega that you see used super often. It's a popular Pokemon. Now it's shiny, right? And also, I think this might be a somewhat similar reference to the Shiny Lucario event that we had in Scarlet and Violet back around the release of like the Blueberry Academy and Indigo Disc. I honestly think that's somewhat related. So, no. This is probably an ironic post, not really, you know, it's meant to be more of like a joke, I would assume, but no, I don't think Roy is the Ash 2.0 or anything like that. Just don't agree. Arbok earrings made from cards, based on cards I got from Trading Card Game Pocket. That is really, really cool. Oh my gosh, seeing the creativity in this community is insane. Arbok earrings. I can never fit those on, but like that is sick. I never put those on, whatever. That's awesome as well. That is a nice animation. The calm made in Blender. Imagine this being like an immersive Cobalion or something. That'd be kind of cool. That would be, honestly. Living on Eevee on a table. I love this. The background way too long. That is cool. I love that. Love how there's a few spiky electric type Pokemon like Jolteon or Zebstrika. Yeah. I mean, spiky. Honestly, if you think of electric type, you would honestly think more of like a spiky type of Pokemon. And is that kind of the case? I don't know. Honestly, not really. In terms of spike, yeah, no, not really. Got rough edges like the Galol and Graveler, but for the most part, like Pachyrisu's kind of spiky, Luxray's kind of spiky, Manectric's spiky, but like you've also got the ones that just aren't, like the Rotom forms, Plusle and Minun, Electros' entire existence, Galvantula. Oh, Galvantula. You could say it's spiky. The Dene, not really. I mean, the cheeks kind of, but, you know, whole shape, not really. I don't know. It's got a good mix for sure. But you would definitely expect the electric types to be the one type that is probably super spiky, just because of how, you know, electricity works, makes your hair stand up and stuff. Freeze should be replaced by Frostbite. Freeze is too close to Sleep. Not a good idea to make two status with similar effects. Sleep can combo other moves like Dream Eater and Sleep Talk, but Freeze does not. Sleep can be imposed by status moves, and Freeze does not. 116 HP every turn. Deals damage to deals with special moves be halved. Ice type Pokemon are immune to Frostbite. Good idea. Only missing is a new move, which resembles Will-O-Wisp. I agree fully. Pokemon treat Sleep as like an Freeze is like an afterthought. Sleep has so many different like mechanics related to it, moves, ever since literally the first generation, right? Like Sleep Powder. I'm pretty sure Dream Eater was a Gen 1 move. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Gen 2. Either way, it's an early generation move for the most part, within the first 4. But like, it was treated so carefully. Freeze has always been a condition that is very rare to get. It's literally just an RNG element added to the game, which is fine. You know, it's an RNG game, but, you know, there's obviously, it's never going to be a bad thing to take out at least, you know, one little RNG element in a game, just mentioning it. But it's like, think about Freeze in mechanics of the main series. It's super hard to get Freeze activated as opposed to Sleep, where Sleep can be a status move. Freeze is not. Again, you know, basically relying on the additional effects of your moves. Think about Pokemon Masters. We never had a chance to freeze above like 40% until like Neo Champion Red, where he guaranteed freeze. And I don't think we've really had many cases since then either, other than like guarantee freeze on the one-time use of Fall Chantal's buddy move, stuff like that. So even these other games are like noticing that freeze is a pretty big afterthought and like, you know, whatever, because Masters has always taken a massive abuse to like flinch, like having enemies be able to be flinched, have 60% flinch chances, 70% flinch chances, 50% flinch chances, guaranteed flinch long before guaranteed freeze in the form of Sigma Suit Lyra and stuff like that. But freeze never really was treated with that same respect for a long time, and still really is not treated to the same degree as flinching. So and that just applies even more in the main games. Flinching in the main games as well is not really like a crazy effect, though you do have those moments like Serene Grace, Shaman and King's Rock and stuff like that, and Togekiss, same case. You know, all those, like, those make sense for flinching, but Freeze itself, I don't even think has a similar thing to that. So yeah, Freeze is definitely treated as more of an afterthought, and Frostbite would definitely be a good replacement. Definitely needs that special having type of thing. Mark's phone holder, that's cool. What is this? Radiant Forest Ranger cosplay. Oh, that's awesome. An animatronic Pikachu. Another animatronic. That's the Lorax. Bro, that's the fucking Lorax right there. That ain't Pikachu. Bro. Look, it looks great. It's an amazing cosplay, amazing animatronic. Awesome. That dude looks like the Lorax. I love it. You know, the gym leader theme, but it never starts. I'm not listening to that. I would be traumatized. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Can we get more of these, like, for other Zelda characters? Master Ball. Your opponent's active Pokemon has a darkness energy attached. Your Pokemon's attacks do 50 more damage. I love that. That in reference to, you know, the Demon King and stuff like that, being able to fight it. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Oh boy. I love this card. Do you know what this card reminds me of? My favorite card in Crown Zenith. This is what it reminds me of, this Ditto card with all the Numbles and the one Ditto. This is one of my favorite cards in Crown Zenith ever. I just love the design of this so much. It's so goofy, it is so funny. I enjoy it, and this really reminds me of that. This is so awesome. And that, oh, that's awesome. The little goofy style. Oh, that's nice. I love it. I love it. Okay, yeah. Well, I think we're gonna end it off there. Such great artwork from a lot of these, you know, very talented posters. A lot of amazing, funny, you know, memes and stuff like that. Again, the Reddit continues to be both wholesome and pretty hilarious at the same time. Honestly, and make a lot of good points. That freeze frostbite thing really sent me into a tangent. My God. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank y'all for your endless support. Again, leave some suggestions down in terms of like what extra Reddit content I can make, what extra content in general I could make, what you all want to see other than Pokemon Masters content. Because remember, that stuff's not really going to be coming back. Just mentioning that, especially because right now my phone is not having a good time. But yeah, again, I'll see you later. Hope y'all enjoyed. Peace.